Here at the Land Doctors, we've sold lots of beautiful ranches, but never a perfect one. There's always something that could be better about each and every one of them, and that's one of the main reasons that the Land Doctors was founded with both real estate and construction capabilities in mind. Our goal was to sell beautiful land and then customize the ranches to fit the buyer's needs and wishes. It's a pretty straightforward process of working to find the ranch that most closely fits our client's wish list, and then using our construction services to transform it into the ideal place for them. We started our search for the ideal lake property for the Boland family in 2022. After looking at 2 properties with existing lakes, we then turned our attention to the Fairway Ranch. It had the location and many of the features the family wanted, plus the topography, watershed, and soils needed for lakes. They purchased Fairway Ranch in December of 2022, and we began work on the property just a few weeks later, in January 2023. The first order of business was to transform a lean-to shed on an existing shop building into a barn-dough-style living quarters. Once that first phase was completed, the family had a nice place to stay while they enjoyed the ranch. The second phase was to repair and improve multiple lake dams on the ranch that had failed. The 2 largest dams had been completely breached and were no longer capable of capturing and holding water. That's where our project began. The first step here was to analyze the hydrology of the area. The land was deceiving because what looked like your typical hay meadow with a small draw running through it was actually a 400-acre drainage basin capable of releasing more than 600 million gallons of water per day during a 100-year flood. No wonder the old dams blew out. With that information in hand, we knew we needed to strengthen the dams and build appropriately sized emergency spillways to handle extreme flows without being damaged. We started with repairs to the upper lake so that once completed, it could capture any runoff that accumulated while we worked on the larger lake downstream. We also took the time to create habitat in the lake by digging channels, creating drop-offs, submerged ridges, placing brush piles, and building a nice peninsula. There's a nice wetland area downstream of this dam, so it made sense to us to put in a valve to release water to it during the duck season. The downstream lake already had an old pond inside of it, springs, channel, and standing brush. So, we fixed the dam, created an emergency spillway on each side to handle the extreme volume of the flood flows, and built a nice rock-bordered peninsula. It only took a couple of big rains to fill both the lakes up, and then we switched our focus to stocking bait fish, such as minnow and bluegill. Later, we stocked F1 Cross largemouth bass that weighed approximately 2 pounds each. If you fast forward to today, the lakes have been full for about a year, and they capture and hold water exceptionally well, with the overflow structures having handled historic rainfall events with no damage. And best of all, those 2-pound bass are now 5-pound bass after just 1 year. The Boland family is having a ton of fun on the property, seeing lots of wildlife and catching big bass. We couldn't be happier for them or more pleased that the shared vision that we all had for this property has come to fruition. It's so satisfying to see it all come together, and we aren't done yet. We still have boat docks, swimming platforms, and maybe even a lakeside home to go. You've dreamed about the perfect ranch and are ready for some help bringing the vision to reality. Please contact the Land Doctors at area code 580-421-7512. Check out the rest of our beautiful listings at landdoctors.com or drop Kelly a line at kelly@landdoctors.com. The Land Doctors, selling beautiful land and creating custom ranches.